Let me tell you something, self-doubt is a lie. It's a story you've been telling yourself for years. And the worst part, you've started to believe it. That little voice in your head whispering, what if I fail? What if I'm not good enough? Is nothing but a parasite feeding off your potential. You weren't born with self-doubt. It was planted in you by your past, by your failures, by the people around you who never saw their own greatness and convinced you that you had none either. But today that stops. You want an unstoppable mindset. Then burn the bridges to your excuses. There's no way back to self-pity. No way back to the comfort zone that has held you hostage for too long. Comfort is the enemy of greatness. Every time you choose comfort over challenge, you reinforce self-doubt. You teach your mind that playing small is the safest bet. But is that the life you want? Do you want to live trapped inside your own limitations? Or do you want to break free and claim the life that's waiting for you? The truth is, your mind is a battlefield, and the only enemy standing in your way is you. The question is, who's going to win? Will you let fear, hesitation, and negative self-talk keep controlling your destiny? Or will you take control and rewrite the narrative? Because here's the secret. Confidence is not something you have, it's something you create. And the way you create it is by taking action before you feel ready. Waiting for the perfect moment. It doesn't exist. Waiting to feel confident before you start, that's not how it works. Confidence is built in the fire of action. You step up, you push forward, you face resistance, and every time you refuse to quit, you carve out a stronger, more unstoppable version of yourself. Think about it. Every person who has ever achieved greatness had moments of doubt, but they moved through it. They acted despite it. And that's the difference between winners and the ones who stay stuck. You want to rewire your mind for success? Then start feeding it the right fuel. Cut out the negativity. Stop surrounding yourself with people who drain your energy and validate your fears. Instead, immerse yourself in growth. Read, learn, push about your limits, and put yourself in situations where you must rise. Because every challenge is a gift. It's an invitation to step into your power. The more you lean into discomfort, the more unstoppable you become. And when you hit a wall, when things get tough, when the self-doubt creeps back in, because it will remember this, you are in control. Your mind is a tool, not a master. Train it. Sharpen it. Command it to serve you, not sabotage you. Because once you take control of your thoughts, once you decide that nothing will break you, that no failure is final, that no fear is bigger than your purpose, there is nothing, absolutely nothing, that can stop you. So stand up, step forward, take action. Not tomorrow, not someday, right now. Because your unstoppable mindset is waiting for you. It's already inside you. It's time to unleash it. Self-doubt is the silent killer of dreams. It's not loud, it doesn't scream in your face, but it whispers just enough to make you hesitate. It tells you that you're not ready, that you're not good enough, that someone else is more talented, more capable, more deserving. And that hesitation, that single moment of doubt, it's enough to rob you of opportunities, to keep you playing small, to make you watch from the sidelines while others take action and move forward. But here's the truth, self-doubt is a lie. It was never real to begin with. It's a false narrative, a distortion of reality that your mind has accepted because it's been repeated so many times. Nobody is born with self-doubt. When you were a child, you didn't question if you could learn to walk. You didn't overanalyze whether you were capable of speaking or expressing yourself. You just did it. You stumbled, you fell, but you got back up and tried again. Because failure wasn't failure, it was just part of learning. You weren't afraid of judgment. You weren't paralyzed by the thought of not being enough. And you didn't hesitate to take action. But somewhere along the way, something changed. Maybe it was a moment when someone told you that you weren't good enough. Maybe you tried something new, failed, and instead of seeing it as a lesson, you internalized it as proof that you weren't capable. Maybe it was years of conditioning, absorbing the doubts and fears of those around you until eventually that voice of doubt became your own. But here's what you need to understand. Self-doubt doesn't come from reality. It's not based on fact. It's based on perception, on fear, on past experiences that no longer define you. The truth is, every person who has ever achieved something great has felt the same doubt you feel. The difference, they didn't let it stop them. They didn't allow that voice to dictate their actions. They moved forward anyway, proving that self-doubt isn't real, it's just resistance, a test to see if you're willing to push through. The problem is most people accept self-doubt as truth. They feel that hesitation and think, this must mean I'm not ready. They hear the voice saying, what if I fail? And they take it as a warning rather than a challenge. But what if you stopped treating self-doubt as a reason to pause and started seeing it as a signal to push forward? What if Instead of believing the lies your mind tells you, you started questioning them. Every time self-doubt creeps in, ask yourself, where's the proof? Where is the evidence that I'm not capable? Where is the undeniable truth that I will fail? You'll quickly realize that there is none. It's all in your head. And if it's in your head, that means you have the power to change it. One of the biggest tricks of self-doubt is making you think that you need to feel confident before you take action, that you need absolute certainty before you start. But that's not how confidence works. Confidence isn't something you have, it's something you build. And you build it by doing the very things that scare you, by stepping forward when every part of you wants to hold back, by taking action despite the fear, despite the hesitation, despite the uncertainty. Because every time you take action, you weaken self-doubt. Every time you push through discomfort, you prove to yourself that you are capable. And the more you do that, the quieter that voice of doubt becomes. Think about every great achievement in history. Every invention, every breakthrough, every record broken, it wasn't done by people who never felt doubt. It was done by people who felt it but refused to let it control them. They chose belief over fear, action over hesitation, growth over comfort. And that choice is available to you right now. You don't need permission to be great. You don't need anyone to validate your potential. You already have everything you need. The only thing standing in your way is that voice telling you that you can't. And the moment you stop listening to it, the moment you decide that it's a lie, everything changes. But this isn't something that happens overnight. Breaking free from self-doubt is a daily practice. It's a decision you make every single day to take action, even when you don't feel ready, to push forward even when fear is screaming at you to stop. And the more you do it, the more you train your mind to work for you instead of against you. Because that's the ultimate goal, to take control of your thoughts, to rewire your mind for success, to silence the lies and amplify the truth that you are seer, that you are strong, that you are worthy of every goal, every dream, every opportunity you desire. So the next time self-doubt tries to creep in, recognize it for what it is, a lie, a test, a challenge to see if you're willing to break free. And when that moment comes, don't hesitate. Don't pause. Don't let the lie win. Step forward. Take action. Prove to yourself once and for all that nothing, not fear, not doubt, not hesitation can hold you back. Because the moment you do, you'll realize the truth. You were unstoppable all along. Comfort is the silent killer of potential. It feels good, it feels safe, it feels familiar, but it is also the number one thing keeping you stuck. Every time you choose comfort over challenge, you reinforce self-doubt. You convince yourself that staying where you are is better than risking failure, that avoiding discomfort is the smart thing to do. But in reality, comfort is the enemy of greatness, is the invisible force holding you back from everything you could be. Think about it every time you've grown in life, every time you've achieved something meaningful, it wasn't because you stayed in your comfort zone. It was because you did something that scared you. You took a risk. You stepped into the known. You pushed past what felt safe. That's where real growth happens. That's where confidence is built. But most people never get there because they let the fear of discomfort control them. They tell themselves, I'll start when I feel ready. I'll take action when the timing is perfect. I'll go after my dreams when I'm more confident. But that moment never comes because comfort doesn't build confidence, action does. And the longer you wait, the harder it becomes to break free.